Harris is doing a great job. Kamala Harris is doing a great job. I can't think of a better person doing a better job than Kamala Harris. My penis is sore. Oh, see, let's see the audio here. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's the sort of quality that you could expect from this channel. Usually, other channels like I don't know Chris Ramsey, you have you have very what you could say well edited videos, right? With a tremendous quality camera. Not here. Well, actually, here you get better. That's the point I'm trying to make here. You get better quality here and better content than on the other competitors' channels. Look at this. I'm starting a live stream early, right? I'm starting a live stream way earlier than I should have. I wanted to do it at 12, but instead I decided, hey, you know what? Let's do this now. Fuck it. I'll record it. I'll write it. We'll do it live. We'll do a hot live stream, uh, and we'll do it 5 minutes early, just to honor my 5 minute premature ejaculation problem that I have. If it's 5 minutes, is that really premature ejaculation? 5 minutes is a long time. Just try to stand still for 5 minutes, and you're going to see that it's a hard time. So if you're performing in under 5 minutes and you're, uh, are you considered a premature ejaculator? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section below. So we're doing a live stream. It's Sunday, right? I've done one previously, trying to walk and do a live stream. Maybe have a little cigar by the bay. The phone overheated and I couldn't complete the live stream. I did another one, and this is the one for this week. We have some hot updates, my friends. If you don't follow me on Instagram, well, you might have missed out on a crucial upcoming video or upcoming thing that I'm going to be a part of, hopefully, which is going to be a fun thing in itself that has finally manifested itself. But I'm going to be talking about that later. Hi, love your humor. A fan from India. I'm a fan of India as well. I enjoy Indian women. I don't mean that in the sense that we use it, right? Like how Americans say Indian is to represent the Native Americans. They actually use Indian as well to describe themselves. But I'm a fan of Indian women. So uh, there you go. Hungry and Hungover says, glad you've been pumping out the content lately. Yeah, I like pumping out the content as much as I like pumping out my own penis. Right? Had to have one. Had to have one. I have gum in my mouth. I usually don't like care when I drink something and have gum in my mouth, but I'm also talking into a microphone, and I don't want this to turn into an ASMR gum chewing stream. You know that those are a thing, by the way. We live on a planet where people make hundreds of thousands of dollars by chewing gum into a microphone on a high quality microphone and putting it for YouTube. Oh, fuck. Okay, that fucking scared me. So I'm gonna put it aside just to save you guys the sounds of my mouth. But yeah, we have some hot stuff that's updates to not the channel, but things that I'm gonna be doing. I got my blood work recently. I got my results, and I don't know if you guys have ever done blood work and waited for your results, but it's nerve wracking when you get the notification saying, "Hey, here are your results for your blood." And I haven't gone to the doctor, I think, in 15 years. I just don't go. I think that I'm invincible. And then something happens to you, and then you realize, yeah, I need to get checked up on a frequent basis, especially once you get to my age, where now it's part of your regular life routine to go to the doctor and get checked up. But luckily, everything was positive. Everything was positive that I tested for. So I'm fine. I'm good, right? Everything said positive, positive, positive. Chlamydia, AIDS, HIV. It's all positive. So luckily, I don't have to worry about that. Positives is good. It's a good thing. That's I think a joke from Leslie Nielsen, but it said normal apart from cholesterol. So my cholesterol is high, which makes sense because that particular month I wasn't working out. I was eating like shit because I thought I had a hernia. Turns out I don't have a hernia, and I'm just getting old and I need to stretch. So that was my official medical diagnosis. But apart from that, that was a fun little scary moment waiting for the email to open up with all my blood results. So I just gotta manage my cholesterol intake and also work out for the lack of working out that I've done in the past month because I thought I had a hernia. So now I got to get back on the wagon and start working out again, which is something that I want to do because I don't. I'm fat phobic. I've mentioned this before, right? Mm. Typically, in 2021, you don't want to be phobic to anything because then you're cancelable. But I don't think I have any qualms in saying that I'm anti-fat. Fat kills, and I'm not gonna allow myself to stay fat, right? Because it feels good. You're there. You're not working out for a month. You don't have to worry about exercising. You don't have to worry about going on jogs or and walks. You're just there, living frivolously, frivolously, frivolously. You don't want to do that. You want to be uncomfortable. You want to work out. I'm happy you're all right and there's no hernia. Really, thank you, Mago aficionado. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was. I thought it was a hernia. For me, the worst part is that the hernia was like best case scenario. I'm like, what if I have like a growth? What if I have this or that? You get into the rut of thinking potential things that you have that are obviously not the case. So luckily, there's not a hernia. I just got a stretch, and I've been taking a lot of fucking not pills, but like ibuprofen, a muscle relaxer. I gotta get more of those. Although I've never taken one of those before, in my stupid feeble head, I thought that when you take a muscle relaxer, it's like all right, let's lay back and let this happen. That's not the case. That's not the case. It's there's no difference in any feeling that you get whatsoever. But they have helped with the uncomfort, the discomfort. But that's the medical update on that particular thing. Jabrizi responded back to me. That's the update that I'm very happy to share. That Jabrizi, the man, the myth, the legend, has responded back and he has accepted a debate. So at some point, right in the future, not anytime soon, from my understanding, because he seems to be traveling, which is okay, understandable. I'll let him do his due diligence in doing training, coming up with his bullet points. But he responded to my Instagram. Actually, no, he sent me a message on Instagram and followed me back, and said that we should debate the topic of magic being dead. And I'm like, yes, I'm down as fuck. And so that's going to happen at some point. I'm going to have a debate with Jabrizi. And he's been cordial, at least in the messages so far. I mean, it wasn't like we're having a back and forth. It was just, here's what I want. I'm like, okay. But he's been nice. I'm not going to approach it like an asshole. I'm not going to come at him like an asshole. I'm going to see if I could have a respectable debate. I'm sure at some point it's going to turn awry. It's going to go awry during the course of the debate. But at least going into it, I'm going to be very cordial and try to present the arguments as best I can without resorting to name calling and, saying, calling him a cunt or whatever, like I did in the other video. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But either way, it's going to be entertainment. That's, I think, the goal and the point. I'm going to try my best to make it a live Stu Batman. I think whenever we discuss when it's actually going to take place, I think the best thing would be to do it live. So that way you get a raw. I mean, if I misspeak, you could catch me on that. If he misspeaks, obviously, we're going to be able to do that. But I think the best case would be to do it live. But I'm happy he responded back, honestly. I'm really glad that he did. I thought he wouldn't have responded back. And obviously, it's one of the points I made in the video, saying that the possibility of him actually responding back, the possibility of him watching that video that I made on him is 100%. 100%, right? But whether or not he responded, that was the golden nugget, my friends. That was the golden nugget. And he did respond again. I'm thankful that he responded. And we're going to debate it at some point. We're going to have an H3H3 Steven Crowder style debate, right? We'll see how that goes. Who's going to be the Sam Cedar? Nobody knows. Nobody knows, right? If you don't even get that reference, that's good because that means you've stayed away from political commentary, which means that you're probably healthier mentally than most that are involved in that sort of hobby, if you want to call it that. But Hungry and Hungover says, imagine Jabrizi squashes you in a debate. Well, I mean, I have a couple like different approaches to it. I have one approach that I'm like, I'm gonna get hammered. I'm not gonna prepare for any sort of points. I'm just gonna get like, whatever the day is. I'm just gonna have some Four Loco pregame, get trashed, and then that's how I'll get into the debate. And my other approach is, I what if I just like actually take it seriously and I put my points, and then have a good argument, a good decent argument with them. That's my other mentality to it. So I don't know. It's back. It's interesting. I think that's the word that I was looking for there. It's gonna be interesting, no matter what. So, irregardless of how it goes, I think it's still gonna be entertaining for everyone. I mean, his last debate was the one on the Shazam podcast, if you want to call that a debate, right? That was kind of like an interview, but then at some point it gets into a debate. This one is a formal, I feel, debate. Like not formal in the sense of like, oh, high school, we're gonna give each other time and shit like that. No, no, no. But the point of the conversation is gonna be to have an actual debate. Who are you debating? Well, that's what I mentioned. Gonna be debating Jabrizi. I don't know when. He's busy right now doing some stuff, jerking the curtain. You know what I'm saying? Jerking the panasia. But at some point, he did reach out to want to do a debate, which is again, I'm grateful. I'm thankful, right? I know that I could approach this like a cynic, like an asshole, and be like, haha. But I'm happy that he reached out and wanted to do it because I think it's going to be great for everyone. I think it's going to be fun for him to make his points. I think it's going to be great for me because I get to sharpen my debating skills as a master debater, right? So I'm going to go in there and I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna go like I'm gonna argue the facts though, right? I'm not gonna because a lot of debaters, what they do is that they try to argue semantics, and even though they might be wrong, they'll get you because you misspeak or it's a semantic argument. It's a popular thing among certain people that debate online, But I'm not gonna do that. There's no semantics here. There's no double meaning. I'm not gonna do some dual reality. It's gonna be a solid point to point thing. At least how I'm gonna approach it. So we'll take it that way. Seriously, it's a dilemma because you can't be serious with "I'm better than Vernon, Marlowe, and Houdini" person, or remembering that fire alarm. Well, I think he specifically said the point on Magic being dead, right? So again, I don't want to show my debate hand, but he did provide some numbers that are refutable, I guess, if you want to call them that, saying on how the search metrics for Magic are at an all-time low, and he presented a number being 70. Like, I think what he doesn't understand is that it's not 70. It's not. I need to check his actual what he represented or what the metric that he used, but it's on an 100-point scale, from my understanding. When you search up metrics on Google, and it could be as high as 100 if it's a very searchable term. It could be as low as zero if it's something that nobody's looking up, and it's a number that's generated by them based on their algorithm. So I think Jabrizi misunderstood his points when he came across that. But that's neither here nor there, my friends. That's going to be left for the actual debates when it comes to the specific topic of Magic being dead. So I think it's going to be great. You prepared for him to label you as a racist? Well, here's the thing, right? You can't destroy what's undestroyable, indestructible. You can't destroy that. All right. So if he comes at me and says, dude, yeah, but you said some racist comments before, obviously in jest, right? I've made some jokes at my own expense, at my own race, at other races. I'm an equal opportunity race joker, right? So if he says, hey, PigCake, you're a racist for making these jokes, I'm gonna say my favorite response in middle school when somebody would think that they're insulting me by calling me gay, which is, so what? Right? That's the best way to do it because obviously the implication being that I'm either gay or racist. It's like, yes, so there's no way to come back from that because then they're confused. They're like, wait, so you're admitting to it? And you go, yeah, so what? And that way it becomes a middle school argument. It's the really cut down version of "I'm rubber, you're glue," that sort of stuff. But that's the best part. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he axes me. That's what I can't wait to see. The questions that he axes me. I might have to ask him a couple things, which is again another. See that haha, that was another one. That was another one that could be misinterpreted as a racist sort of thing, right? When you say axe instead of ask, even though the word is ask, they pronounce it axe, right? That could be misinterpreted. And again, there's not going to be semantics, my friends. It's not going to be semantics. It's going to be straight facts, okay? It's going to be numbers. It's going to be graphs. It's going to be radars. It's going to be wild, wet and wild. I might not even work clothes for it. So we'll figure that out. I actually feel bad for Jabriz in the Shazam when the girl was trying to be too woke, and both of them ended up looking bad. Well, obviously, on either side of the spectrum, I don't think you could come out of any conversation when your beliefs are so far to one side. You can't come back from that. You kind of have to, see it. You have to see it and make the point. If you're on one side too far, then you really can't see the other side. And what if the other side has some good, valuable points? You never know because you're so far on this side. So that was the same for that particular argument or conversation that he had on the Shazam podcast. That you had this person that was here and you had this person that was all the way here. And it's like, well, obviously they're not going to ever agree on anything because you're not even, you have to look how much you have to walk to get to the middle. You have to walk a lot to get to the middle of this hypothetical spectrum or literal spectrum in many ways. I just made it. So we're getting a professional piggy during the interview. Well, you're gonna. This is the other part. Funny enough, when on the Penguin one, the last interview that I did for the Penguin Magic podcast, it was asking me a lot about the character, the nature of the character of Pigcake, and it was part of the conversation that we had that like it's mostly me, but with the volume turned up. Like, the channel, obviously, those aren't things that I would say in a normal conversation with people if I happen to be performing. I'm not going to call them a cunt, right? But it's funny. It's funny because you wouldn't see that. You're not going to have a magician do that. And it's different, which is why I do that. But I'm going to take it as fun, man. At the end of the day, what are we debating? We're not debating, we're not trying to dissect, theory we're talking about magic tricks. Like, not really, we're not talking about, all the hot button debate issues that people like to make videos on. We're talking about magic tricks at the end of the day. So my level of seriousness is going to be at the roof. It's going to hit the roof, the proverbial roof of this is magic. It's magic, dudes. We're talking about magic tricks. What we do is actually, you know what? I might agree with him. I might just go, yeah, you're right. Fucking magicians are terrible. I hate them. They're the worst people. You could tell them who they are from a room. I don't even think that this is even worth it to do now that I think about it for more than 5 seconds because I'm going to agree with him. He's like, yeah, magic's dead. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. You know who killed it? Magicians because they're terrible people. They walk into a restaurant. They always assume that they're Jesse Eisenberg, that they're the smartest people in the room. I've seen it posted on Facebook so many times. Guys, look at this. And it's a picture of Jesse Eisenberg looking as fucking. I was gonna make a joke as to his religion, but I chose not to because I'm growing up, my friends. All right, and Jewish-based humor is not for me anymore. Okay, my doctor told me I need a stretch now before I exercise, so I can't be making Jew-based jokes anymore at the expense of Jesse Eisenberg. But it's a poster of Jesse Eisenberg with the little caption reading, oh, the key to a magician is that you need to, I'm butchering the fucking quote because I couldn't give less of a fuck about it. But the point is, you need to be the smartest person in the room. But here's the thing magicians think that they're the smartest person in the room. So it's a different system, right? Imagine that if you think you're the smartest person in the room, but you're actually the biggest retard. That really isn't helping anyone. That's not helping your cause. So I love watching or I love seeing it when magicians post that quote as like, to be the best magician, you got to be the smartest person in the room. But then you realize, dude, you're a magician. You're a magician. So I might just agree with him. I just realized now this debate might be won by him just by default just because I fucking hate magicians. So I might agree with him. I might agree with his points. The debate would be a great time for you to drop a trailer or advertise your deck. Yeah, that'll be fine, right? Because I imagine I'm going to get a little bit of eyes on it. I can't imagine too many. So I might just go like, "Hey guys, remember to pick up." Well, we're working on the what do you call this? The box. I mentioned this before. Right now, we're working my designer, all right, Little Caesar, working on the box. I've mentioned before that it's a cake themed deck. I think that goes without saying. And this is one of like 5 decks that we have planned so far. All right. I think we have 3 color waves for this particular deck. Now, the problem with this one is that I've been saying this for 3 years. This deck has literally been in the makings for 3 years. That's not to say that it's like, oh my God, 3 years of work. No, it's just been a slow process to it. I'm very happy with the way the deck looks. Custom faces, the backs, I'm really happy with it. The only problem is the process of doing this is very slow, at least for me. So we'll do that. But we're working in the box right now. And I think that's one of the things I mentioned in a previous stream as to the we're going back and forth on because a cake box is very generic, right? A cake box looks very generic. But if I present a generic box to the populace, the population of magicians interested in purchasing my deck, it's gonna seem lazy, right? Because like, oh, it's just a cake box, but a cake box is white and doesn't really have much to it. So we're trying to find a good midpoint where it's accurate to what it looks like, but it still has enough design so people can look at it and go, "Oh, that's cool," right? So that's where we're at with my deck in particular. Uh, is there anything in particular you said? Let me go live on my own stream to make sure. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, is I'm gonna shoot up Okay, I think that's my internet here. I thought that was my internet from the live stream. So the question is, have you? I read it. I literally read it. Is there anything in particular you want to grill him on from past things he said? Well, the topic of the debate is going to be magic being dead. Right? He put 5 reasons why magic is dead. I made a video refuting his points as to magic being dead, supposedly. So that's going to be the topic, right? That's going to be what it's going to be based on. It's going to be based on, is that really my forehead? So that's going to be the point. I don't really care what he said before, right? I don't think that that's the way to bring it up. That's like kind of like a shitty thing to do when it comes to arguments. You go, yeah, but you've said this before. It's like, yeah, but that's not the point. What we're arguing right now is, yeah, that looks even worse. What we're arguing right now is your point that magic is dead for these 5 reasons, and then me refuting you saying that magic is dead, right? I think that that's the best way to do it. And to bring up other stuff is kind of like a cop out. You know, it's I've seen it a lot. I've seen people do that a lot. I'm not a fan of that. It's a way to win the debate by making a like a character attack at the individual, but you're taken away from your point. So it's like it's kind of stupid. Let me make sure that this is fucking still active and not literally me dying. Let me tell you, every time, I don't know how, 5 years of doing this channel, and I still have problems with the internet, with the audio. I don't know what it is, my friends. I get equipment, right? I buy shit. I look up videos, and it still looks like shit because I have internet problems. I have audio issues. It just follows me. It just follows me. Magic died the day Brad Christian stopped wearing eyeliner. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. The day he decided to just go full no eyeliner, um, which is a fun thing. As far as them, I want to see what because Turner is doing a AMA for the box on Tuesday, so I want to tune into that and see what the cunt has to say. And by cunt, I mean dear friend of mine, Peter Turner, who I want to personally get on a step ladder and elbow drop his forehead. What do you use to polish your forehead? Coconut oil, baby oil. I've been using salicylic acid on my face and putting cocoa butter after for moisturizing because I realize I haven't done anything to. This past couple months, or at least for the past couple weeks, self care has become very important to me after this hernia scare. So I'm gonna go back to working out. I'm gonna take it very seriously. I'm gonna take my diet very seriously. I said as I'm drinking a Coke Zero, right, which is 0 calories. So fuck off. So I'm also taking. I want to take care of my stuff, right? You have one body, invest in it. So after this scare, I'm gonna be taking all that stuff fairly seriously. So yeah, so that's what I use in my face. That's the life hack: salicylic acid. Oh, magic is better and healthier than ever. You have to turn off the TV to see the numbers in social media. I agree. I agree. I'm on that point. I think magic is as popular today as it's ever been. It's everywhere on TikTok. If you look up hashtag magic tricks on TikTok, I think that's over 1 billion videos that has used that hashtag alone. And yes, not all of them are magic related, but that still shows at least a very significant interest in the practice. And then you find constantly on TV, you have a bunch of shows, not just dedicated to magic, but feature magic quite heavily, and magic tricks, and it's just as what do you call this? It, I don't think it's ever been as relevant and as important to the lay audience than today. With Fool Us, right? People are talking about magic. Yes, that could be a little bit of a negative because people are talking methods, but they're aware that methods exist, right? So it's not really a huge thing. Do yoga if you care about self care. I've been doing yoga. I've been doing yoga. I hate to admit it because I don't want to. I don't use a mat, by the way. Mats are for fucking no. No, I'm not gonna commit to using a yoga mat. What? Um, but because it is stretching and I need to stretch, I have been partaking in some yoga programs, on the phone and YouTube, following the stuff. And I do feel a little bit more, shin limber, right? So I hate to admit it because I don't think any man should ever admit to doing yoga, but it does help in stretching, right? If you supplement it with, weightlifting, lifting weights, doing push ups, pull ups, you're going to be good. You're going to be good as a stretching thing. You have DDP yoga that helped a bunch of people essentially not end up dead or, prolong their life for a little bit. But yeah, I'm not I hate to admit it. I really do hate to admit it, just because it's fucking stretching. All right, then you turn into one of those girls that go to the park with the mat with the tube in it, and then they're there taking it very seriously. It's just a stretch. It's just what it is to me. It's a stretching program. That's the way I want to call it. Yes, you could call it yoga. I don't call it that. I don't choose to call it that. I'm gonna change the name of the app on my phone. As a matter of fact, I want to change the name to coordinated stretching. That's what I'm going to change it to, right? Look at PigCake being insecure. I'm not insecure about anything, okay? I'm not insecure about anything. The height, the which ear is the gay one, okay? The slightly weird thing I have on my penis. I'm not insecure about anything. I own all of it, okay? And everybody has a little weird thing on their penis. Next PigCake is going to be on estrogen tablets. Yeah, I'm gonna be. I don't know if you've seen those commercials for what's it called? Neogenics, which is a terrible name for a pill, by the way. Neogenics. Yeah, let me just have a pill that sounds like eugenics and have people think of eugenics every time the commercial comes up. But I want to do that. I'm gonna be in the target demographic soon enough when it comes to those pills, just to have to be taking that. I wanted to check my T level, and the blood work that I did didn't provide that. So I'm kind of upset because I wanted to know. Like, I don't know if you ever seen the video of the Try Guys where they check their testosterone and it's like 12. Uh, and I think it's on like 1,000 point scale, whatnot. I think I'm not sure. I haven't checked the actual metrics on it, but I want to see what my T score is, my testosterone level. I want to see that, but that wasn't part of the blood work. Can you turn the hat around? The reflection is distracting. Oh, you're so coy. You're so funny. I just want to find you, corn pop. Somebody mentioned earlier that there's a corn pop imitator in the chat. A corn pop imitator. That's when you know this channel has really taken a nosedive. Hulk Hogan, that has taken a nosedive. Um, when you have imitators of known commenters. I posted a thing on my Instagram story just now that in the last 28 days, right? Usually on a channel of this size, even though you want to call it this size, it's not really that big. I've lost 3 subscribers. I don't think I've ever been at a deficit. It's always been up. Even if it's like low, it's always been plus 10 subscribers or plus at its lowest is like maybe plus 5. Not this month, my friends. This month has been a solid -3 subscribers. I put it on my Instagram story. I think it's humorous, right? It's fun. It's great. I'm on the Titanic, my friends. I don't know when the iceberg is hidden. I don't know, but I'm on the boat. And you know what? I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking going anywhere. Okay? I'm going to stay on the boat to the very bitter end because I can't just be taken down by shitty metrics. You think that -3 subscribers is going to make a difference to me? Huh? Do you think you know me? You think you know me? You don't know me. Bitch. Little bitch. -3 subscribers. That's nothing. All right? YouTube showing me that metric on my dashboard page. Like, it's going to make a difference. Like, I'm going to look at that and be like, whoa, I need to do something different. Fuck you. All right? Susan. Maybe that's why. But yeah, I'm going to put that back. Hungry Hungover says, speaking of DDP yoga, you should watch a documentary. You can't kill David Arquette. He tries to earn respect in pro wrestling. Yeah, I've seen that. Kind of nuts. And again, unnecessary, but it shows his commitment to the art of pro wrestling, that he's willing to go as far as he has, David Arquette, to do that. I have been going back to the gym lately, and I've been sleeping better, and my stress hasn't been as bad. The gym is great. The gym is fantastic. I'm considering going back to the gym, but I like working out by myself. I grunt when I lift weights. I don't like the gym atmosphere, but I do like working out. And I hate that this past month and a half I haven't done shit. I haven't even walked. So now this past week I've been walking every day. I've been doing coordinated stretching every day. Coordinated stretching. That's what I've been doing. As a matter of fact, after this, I'm gonna go on a walk, do some lifts, right? Go back to my usual pig cake grind, get the chest definition back, right? Not this sloppy titty that I've been dealing with. Watch Bigger, Faster, Stronger. It's a documentary on roids and a supplement interest. I've seen it. I've seen it. It's tremendous. And I love that everybody is literally on steroids in the world of lifting or competitive lifting, and it's pretty hysterical because you have all these programs and all these anti-doping measures by all these companies, and they're moots. They're essentially pointless because they just find ways to get around it. Mm. Why is your laptop logo scratched off? I don't think it is. Don't tell me that. I think I just finished paying this one off too. That goes to show you my pot of gold. I just finished paying off my laptop with my tremendous credit. But yeah, no, it's not scratched. I guess it looks like it. It looks like it's scratched, but it's not scratched. You should try one wheel. I had a skateboard. I had the little skateboard with the motor on it, and then the motor fell, and I hate it. I had to duct tape it, and then I had to fix the remote. I hate any sort of these fucking one wheel, the scooters. I know Daniel was big on them. He has like 20 of the scooters that he doesn't have 20. Never mind. You can't legally implicate him in anything. But he has the fucking scooters that you're just there like looking like you have lumbar lordosis on a fucking scooter as you go. You can't be on a scooter and look cool. There's no way that you could be on one of those scooters that's being injected in every major city and look cool. You always have to have your back erect, and it's like you look like you have again lumbar lordosis. Look it up. It's a thing. So I'm not a fan of any of those anymore. What's your gym routine? Well, depends. All right, depends. What I used to do, right? Because I haven't done this in a month because I thought I had a fucking hernia. But like just basic weights. I'm not a fan of of a lot of weights. I'm more of a fan of more reps than weight. But you stretch the days out depending on what you want to work on: chest, back, arms. You can't skip legs, right? And I think walking, and you're good. You don't really have to do a lot. You just have to be consistent and stick to a good thing that you're not really your body isn't getting used to. this stuff. You want to make sure that you're always putting your body not in strain, but you're always, pushing it so that you actually grow the muscles and they just don't stagnate. But as long as you're consistent, man, just find some exercise that you like. Find some things that really keep it dynamic and not just boring, and make it a part of your life, and it's fun. But I'm a fan of. I like more reps. And you just said classic mistake. Go for. I mean, there are two schools of thought. You have more weight, less reps, right? I'm not a fan of that, especially now with this fucking stupid hernia scare that I have. So I'm more of a fan of like I'll 10 for me 10 I could do like a bunch of push-ups, like 100 or whatnot, right? Not in a row, but in a short span of time. That's nothing. That doesn't mean anything, right? Because maybe if you do 100 push-ups, you do probably fucking 10% of those being good push-ups where you're actually caring about your breath and the control, and you really want to target all those muscle groups, right? So for me, I care more about reps, but I care more about the actual individual steps in the reps. So it's like they're very slow, they're very controlled. I don't want to have any what are they called? The glory reps, or vanity reps. I forgot the actual name of them, but reps just for like, yeah, I did 100 reps, and it's like, yeah, but you did two of them good, and then the rest were shit. So I care more about just focusing on each individual rep, focusing on the push-ups, slowing it down as much as possible, trying to work against the weights, right? And that's what I like. But just basic weight stuff. Have some dumbbells, have some plates. I have a bar, but I haven't used that in a while. But you can do a lot with that. But yeah, form and attention to just slowing it down and really getting it in. I remember this girl in fucking high school was like, yeah, I could do a bunch of push-ups, and she's like, yeah, one, two, three, four. If you count them, it's like zero, 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 zero. There's that video, and I think it's made its rounds now through TikTok of people doing pull-ups at like a CrossFit thing, and they're doing this for the pull-ups, and then they're counting it, and it's like zero, 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 and then there's only one that they do at the end. So they did essentially the equivalent of working out like a retard. I don't think there's any better way to put it. You're working out like a retard. Can you give a shout out to South African magicians? We need some joy on this shithole. Well, again, as I mentioned to you before, South African women are very attractive, right? I'm a fan. I'm also a fan of South Africans. I'm a fan of South Africans. I've had a couple reach out, and they're always very cordial, very nice, very humorous, right? They got a lot of humor. So, yeah, shout out to you guys, man. I don't like the robberies, though. I don't like the robberies. I see a lot of South African robberies of just like, oh, I'm gonna roll up in my Land Rover into my own house, and there's a guy there waiting with like four of his friends and guns, and it's like, well, get a. I hate to say this as a magician, but get a real job. Like don't rely on stealing and other people's work. You piece of shit. You know. Um, let's see. Workout advice from a guy who goes on WebMD and convinced himself that he got every disease on the page. That's not true. I had a very specific set of symptoms that matched what I thought was a hernia, and it turns out that no, I'm just a retard. No offense, but I'm not taking workout tips from you. Okay, no offense, but I don't care. I don't care. You said yoga earlier, dude. I can't take you seriously, right? And I don't do yoga. I do coordinated stretching. There's a difference. Okay, one involves you taking a little yoga mat to a park and then having Sandra tell you to breathe deeply. No, no, my friends. That's not what I do. Okay, I do coordinated stretching where a voice on my phone tells me what to do for how long, and I do it, and I don't question it because I can't talk. I can't talk to it. It's just a nameless voice in my phone, and that's the way it should be. Not this. I'm gonna take it to the park and namaste, and oh yeah, you gotta align your inner fucking mind, your third eye with the child. Just suck my penis, suck my left nut, my sore nut from walking. But proper form. See, I'm giving good advice. Proper form, attention to the actual reps, not just doing vanity reps. That's all good tips, my friends. Let's go here. Planet Fitness has an app with a crowd meter that lets you know how busy it is. From my understanding, Planet Fitness is the Toyota Corolla of gyms, right? The one that I used to go to is UFit, right? Because it was like cheap. It was like $10 a month. But the clientele wasn't as trashy as Planet Fitness. I don't understand what the difference is. They're both the same price, right? They're both roughly in the same areas. There are more Planet Fitness than UFit, that's for sure. But and UFit raised the price now too, which is kind of funny. But what is it about Planet Fitness that specifically makes people think that it's the ghetto? Like they give pizza. They used to give pizza at the gym. They would give you pizza on Fridays. They have, I think, a lunk alarm, right? Like you drop the weight and the fucking guy presses the button. Are you serious right now? Right? Enough people don't go to the gym because they're afraid of getting there's that big like stigma of people looking at you in the gym. Nobody looks at you. Nobody gives a shit unless you're putting like 20 plates on each side and they just want to see where the fuck this goes. Nobody cares. They're too focused on themselves. But then now you have a guy that presses a button that's upset because his meathead of a girlfriend broke up with him. So he's going to be hitting the lug alarm on everybody. People that could potentially be benefiting, their bodies by working out. And then now what do you have? You have this fucking asshole up there, this four-eyed fuck that presses a button, and now all the attention is on this particular individual. I mean, I like it. I'm a fan of bullying, but I don't know. I think in that venue is not warranted. So I don't understand what it is about Planet Fitness that just makes it. I say Toyota Corolla, but what I mean is the tan 2001 Toyota Corolla with a bad transmission that your parents give you in 2019, and they go, "We got you a car," and that's the car they give you. That's what Planet Fitness is. Planet Fitness is like that McDonald's in the hood with bulletproof windows in a drive-through. That's what Planet Fitness is. I think I've only been inside of one once in my entire life, and I think I saw a homeless guy like just fucking go in there with his cart. I'm like, what's this? What's going on here? This is chaos. This is Beirut. It's Beirut, but it's Beirut multiplied. Beirut in 2004 multiplied in many places across major cities, which is just hysterical. You have a green screen, but you never use it. I find that funny. That's a funny thing to me, using a green screen or having a green screen and not using it. I've used it for some videos, not some recently, but for this live stream, I'm doing it on the phone, so I can't control that. I can't control that, So Nava Dude says, "Oh boy, big fan of you." I'm looking at your profile picture, and it's a guy with what is that? 3D glasses, right? You know how many dudes? I remember when Chris Ramsey had his profile picture of him like holding his glasses. I looked on Instagram, and every account that was following, not every account, but there were a lot of accounts that were following me that had the same picture, not of Ramsey, but of themselves doing the same pose, like with the glasses, and their names were Johnny Dick Cheese 52, you know? So they all did this shit just from him doing this shit. I'm like, ugh, my goodness, man. Have your own identity. I'm not saying that about you, Nava dude, but I just saw your thing with the glasses being prominent, and it reminded me of all those accounts of people just like, I'm cool. I'm cool too, guys. I could hold my glasses. Use OBS Studio for live green screen. I know, but on a phone, I don't think they have OBS. I've tried around. I'm not sure. There's one app. I know that there's an OBS Streamlabs for the phone, but I don't think they have Keen in the app. But hopefully soon, I'm gonna be able to stream on an actual camera with good internet. So we'll see. And not Wi-Fi. I'm gonna have a line connected, a direct Ethernet. So we'll see. Hopefully later this month. Okay. Do you think Daniel Madison is gonna be okay? Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him now, but he's always doing his own stuff. I only had like one conversation with the guy ever, and he wanted to do a video where he takes the mask off, and like I take my mask off, I cut it, and then it's him taking off a mask, and it's like, yeah, I'm Daniel Madison, you know, and the joke, the classic joke. But then I showed my face, and I killed that gag. Right, Brad Christina was gonna do it. They wanted him to do it, where he takes off, the mask that I used to wear, or I take it off, and it would be Brad Christian, and he would say, "I'm PigCake, bitch," like that. That didn't happen because I showed my face. I decided to show my face. And imagine, do you remember these live streams? Look at the old live streams that are on the channel. With the mask on, it's hot and humid. I'm drinking beer through the mask. Ugh, that was not a fun time. I think the biggest regret I had in the channel is not showing my face from the very beginning and not having this aesthetic. Because this aesthetic is great. I love this. I love what I could do on the channel. And I was very limited. And the one video where I'm watching every frame to make sure that you can't see the fucking the thing shake on my face. Oh, maybe in this frame you see it. Oh, there's a reflection here. What? It was exhausting. It was exhausting. Shuffle deck. Card is lost. It's penetrated to the bottom. It's wrong. Then pops face up on top. Effect. Deck is in order and change color apart from the selected card. Pass or trash. That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot. Shuffle deck. Card is lost. Penetrated to the bottom. It's wrong. Then pops face up on top. It's wrong. Deck is in order. Change color apart from the selected card. Seems like a lot. I'm willing to bet that if you put that, there's like magicians that are gonna be like, yes, that's great because they love that shit of like, oh, there's this, there's that, but the deck is now a different color. Oh, but look, the cards are all blank. But look, if you look again, the deck's a new color, and now the cards are back. But I'm not a fan of those, me in particular. But just because you have to have a deck and the setup and all the stuff, but you said shuffle deck, so that's interesting. So that's kind of interesting. And it's definitely a good what do you call this? It's a good way to test your creativity, right? Have an effect or have something that you have a goal, and then see what it is. What are the least amount of steps you could take to get to that effect, right? So obviously, okay, let's do an A can. Let's do an any card or any number. If I'm not limited by any sort of method, then okay, so I'm gonna have 52 decks around my room. You're here. You name a card. I just grab the right deck, fucking have you deal to whatever number you want, and there you go. Perfect method, right? Obviously, I can't look at the deck, but then you limit yourself. Okay, so now let's say I want to do it in a place where I can't put 52 decks. Okay, so what can I do? I have one deck. Do I have access to the deck? Is it a shuffle deck? Is it a memorized deck? And then you could give limitations to that. So for that, okay, so I want to have a trick where the cards are shuffled, then they get back in new deck order, and then they have a different color back. So what are the least amount of steps for me to get to that? It's a fun little exercise. Um, let's see. By the way, I like a lot your tandem with Sleight of Tongue and Craig Petty. Please bring them in again. Yeah, I should. I should. Sleight of Tongue's he's been doing his other stuff. I talked to him the other day. I had a chat with him because I want to do a video on Magic Flicks. I want to do a video on Magic Flicks, and I asked him for his files on Magic Flicks. So that was we had a conversation on that. He's telling me he's been busy working on some stuff. He's fucking great, man. I love his videos, but what I hated about his videos is that it's like you fucking this. It's such a every magician should have subscribed to the channel because the guy it didn't have the camera quality. It was just a camera, whatever, like a webcam. The audio was good, right? But the quality of what he did was great. He had really nice opinions on his shit. He went through the effort of contacting all the parties involved with whatever it is that he was talking about. Tremendous. I fucking loved the channel, but it just for some reason magicians didn't, click on it. But I loved every single video he made. Bill Goldberg says about gyms, you're right. No one looks at you. In fact, they couldn't if they wanted since you're a foot below their eye lines. Oh, I hate that I read that the entire way thinking, yeah, you're right, Bill Goldberg. And I was going to say, unless you're Bill Goldberg, where you walk into a gym and everybody's like, whoa, is that William Goldberg? The former defensive lineman? I think, no, he was a halfback. What was he? I'm trying to remember what he did, Bill Goldberg. Is that professional former WCW champion Bill Goldberg? So you get seen in gyms if you're Bill Goldberg. But then you turned it on a height joke. You turned it into a height joke. I'm going to find you, Bill Goldberg, at whatever gym you happen to work out in. Okay, doing your neck exercises. There's a video of Bill Goldberg with like weights. Like he has like a thing strapped. It's apparently a common workout. But to strengthen your neck, like wrestlers do it, apart from like bridges. and you're just there doing this shit, like just fucking lifting the weights with your neck, crazy shit. There's a video of Bill Goldberg doing that, and I lost my shit seeing it. Charlie Manoli, okay, thank you, dude. Appreciate the question. No, but I mean, what I like about it again is that if you have a method for that, then that's great. You're already there, especially with no gimmicks, no compromises that you could think of. So it's always good to have that. Now, in terms of me, whether like I would do that, like I don't think so. There's a wonderful trick by Shurogawa from I think one of his culture. I hate to be a virgin. I'm sorry, but there's a project called Cultural Exchange with and Apollo Robbins, and he has this triumph routine, right, where it's like the same, not this, but there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things happening, right? So the cards are shuffled face up or face down. Two cards are picked, and then it turns out that the cards get into the order corresponding to the first card that was picked. Then the rest of the deck fixes itself, and then they're a different color, and then the other cards are blank. So it's like a bunch of different twists and stuff. So there's people that love that stuff. I'm just not a fan of those effects in particular. Uh, are you familiar with Michael Vincent? I love his presentation. Yeah, I know he's very skilled, very technically sound. He posts some weird stuff on Instagram. I'm not a fan of that. Like I don't do magic tricks. I do composition. I'm doing the eye thing not because of him, but I've been doing it consistently. The stream, okay. But he posts some crazy stuff about his work on Magic on Instagram, which I'm not a huge fan of, but technically tremendous, crazy skilled. I love his presentations when it comes to the stuff, but holy shit, is the Instagram stuff a little bit on the cringy side. The What do you think about the Evander Holyfield fight? I watched it, the entire thing. I watched it with the Trump commentary. 45th president, former president Donald Trump, his son, and Jorge Masvidal were doing the commentary for also Junior Dos Santos, who was a former, I don't know if he was a champ, but definitely did MMA to a high level. And it was hysterical because at no point were they talking about the fights that were actually going on. They were talking about, like, oh, and I remember George Foreman back when he was there in Ali with the Beaumaye, right? And they were going back and forth on that, which I just found hysterical. So Trump was pretty much reminiscing about fighters. And Evander, he's a great guy. He's very talented, that Evander. Frankly, I think he's gonna win the fight. Frankly, he's 0% body fat. If there's anybody who's ever been close to 0% body fat, it's Evander Holyfield. It was a great time watching it. It was hysterical. But he's very knowledgeable about at least boxing historically, which was fun to watch. But I liked it, man. I liked the fight. It was definitely an interesting exhibition fight. A lot of people are doing that now, and I had a good time watching it. It was quick as shit, but what do you expect, right? What do you expect? Evander Holyfield is 58 years old, so let's see here. Sorry, let me go there. Do you do street magic? I've had a bitching about street magic, right? I've bitched a lot about the idea of street magic because I just hate the term street magic, right? It's like, oh, is it magic on the street? If I do magic in an office, is that street magic? If I do magic in a store, is that still street magic? Like, I hate the term street magic, and I know that sounds a little bit pretentious, but I've never been a fan of going up to somebody saying, "Hey, let me show you a trick," without a purpose, right? There has to be a purpose. So, am I filming something? Am I busking, trying to make money? But I remember fairly frequently, at least back when Street Magic was just getting its popularity with David Blaine doing his television specials. What I loved was all these threads of people going, "How do I approach people randomly on the street and show them tricks?" You don't. That's fucking weird. You're you by yourself. Like you're walking around just, "Hey man, can I show you something?" Like David Blaine had a camera crew and he was filming a television special. It's very weird for you. I mean, if you're there and you're busking, like, in a corner doing street magic to that level, like Jim Cellini, okay, I get that. You're doing it for money. You're doing it to do like a stage show on the street. right? That has a purpose. But for you to go up to people, which is very popular, like I saw a lot of threads of people talking about this, how they could approach people on the street or how they approached people going up. And it's just so, you're not, don't do that. Don't go up to people randomly and go, hey, let me show you something cool. You know, if they see you doing something, they ask, hey, show me whatever you're doing. Okay. But to randomly approach people and to go, hey, let me show you some, especially copying David Blaine. That was the other popular one back then, is that you'd go up to people with the same character as David Blaine from Street Magic Specials, which was a very high Puerto Rican. That's the best way I could compare it. Imagine you just smoked, a fucking. This shows you how little knowledge I have of marijuana. Imagine you smoked an entire reefer, right? Imagine you just smoked an entire a doobie, a doobie, right? And then you do street magic with a crew following you. That's the character that these people were trying to get and copy and emulate. And it just came out cringy. And you had all these stories of people like saying, which I don't fucking believe any of them writing, oh, I did some street magic the other day. I went up to a, see, I'm doing the eye thing. And I wasn't doing it just exclusively when you mentioned Michael Vincent. So I do it for everyone. But oh, yeah, dude, I went up to a couple the other day and I said, hey, you want to see something? And I did the spin change. I showed them the spin change. And then the card appeared on the other side of the window. You didn't fucking do that. Whoever wrote that in a Penguin Magic forum in 2004. You didn't fucking do that. So the fact that you're writing that and putting it, and I saw it, and I still remember it, lets me know that you made a mistake. Because now I'm angry. I'm angry at your lie, and the people responding, going, "Oh, that sounds great. Oh my god, good job." All based on your lie. So I'm not a fan of street magic. That's the I think the long-winded thing. 0% body fat isn't good for fighting. 0% body fat is unobtainable. I think I saw one person like online with 0% body fat, and he looked like he was about to fall over. So it's definitely an unhealthy amount of body fat to have in your body. But obviously, it was hyperbole to exaggerate Evander Holyfield's tremendous shape. And he was in great shape. He's 58 years old. The guy had like a six pack. His chest is fucking great. He had shoulders, traps for days. Unfortunately, he's 58. You really can't deny that. You know, you can't deny the 58. And Vitor Belfort is a fucking animal. The guy's a beast. First of all, they caught the guy like a bunch of times with performance enhancing drugs. The guy's been on everything. He's just a genetic jackhammer. So you're going up against Evander Holyfield. Yeah, I mean, this guy's what, 40? Or late 30s, 40, early 30s, maybe mid 40s. And Evander Holyfield's 58, almost 60. Whoa, that was a rough one to watch. It reminded me of what's his name, Iceman, Chuck Liddell, in his last fight. That he's like standing like a baby. The best way I could describe it is that he was standing like a baby with like a wet nappy, just, and then he got knocked the fuck out. Not Harvey Weinstein is in the chat. It's not Harvey Weinstein, literally, because it's not Harvey Weinstein, but it's also not Harvey Weinstein. It's a play on words. John O'Toole says, when is this channel changing from a magic to a puzzle channel? I have tried exactly one puzzle on this channel. I tried one puzzle on this channel. It was a U-lock puzzle. You could look it up. PigCake puzzle. I think one, maybe two. No. You know what? I'm fine. I'm good with having -3 subscribers in the entire month of September than having to do puzzle videos. I hate it. It's terrible. I'm there. I was sweating. I was trying to get the puzzle, and it was like an hour and a half video that I had to condense to 15 minutes. So the editing was also annoying. And then I think the video came out great. It was one of my favorite videos, just in terms of the anger, the raw anger. And I'm hitting it, and at some point I think I put like a blowtorch on it, just fucking putting a Axe body spray and a lighter, and it's true frustration if you watch that video, John. And I rather not have any sort of attempt at getting a piece of that puzzle viewship than do puzzles as a regular thing on the channel. I hate it. Like it's not fun. It wasn't fun, and I love puzzles. I used to be a big fan before Ramsey blew up with the puzzles. Mr. Puzzle on YouTube. He had all these like metal ones and all these really dynamic ones, and they're great. You know, you kind of they're very expensive typically. So you watch the videos and you try to figure out how it would work, how would you approach it. So it's very interesting concept. And of course, Ramsey took it to a whole nother stratosphere because he added in his very charm, like his personality to it, and that was Midas touch, literally touched turning into gold with his thing, and great for him. But I hate it. I hate physically doing a puzzle as content because I love to solve. I have a bunch of puzzles that I've had over the years that I just solve for fun. But to make it content, no, 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 no. I'm not a fan of that. Anyone know where I could? Anybody know where I place my trunk keys? I can't find them. Or where I place my truck keys? I can't find them. That sucks. I have a tile that I ran out of battery and I don't use, but I suggest getting one. Tile is great. They help you find things. I've used it once to good effect, right? Because I think I lost my wallet, and then it helped me find my wallet. So that one time was enough for it to pay itself. No one has ever had 0% body fat. Your brain is made out of cholesterol, and your eyeballs are as well, which is a form of fat. Everybody has a thin protective fat around their organs. That's what I meant. But let me see this person that I saw 0% body fat. Maybe it might have been zero, but like point whatever. But this guy looked fucking atrocious. It's 0% body fat. It's impossible to have 0% body fat. Yeah. Uh, but 1%? Maybe 3? Like 2, 3? Why legendary bodybuilder who almost died with almost 0% body fat. But you can't function without some form of fat. Like you need fat. You have healthy fats. You have obviously the trans fats, which is another marketing ploy that I love when something says no trans fat. Yeah, I know. Michelle Obama made them illegal. All right, and she made my hash browns from McDonald's taste like pasteboard. They used to have flavor back with the trans fat, and then you took it away from me, Michelle Obama, which means that I'm coming after you now. Okay, you bitch. So that was a fun one. But it's possible to get as little body fat. It becomes unmeasurable by standard methods. But it is possible to get down to so little body fat it becomes unmeasurable by standard methods. Columbia University Garber said. Pinching the skin to measure the thickness of body fat just below the surface is the most common way of measuring body fat percentage, she said. It wouldn't be precise enough to estimate the degree of accuracy needed to make such a claim. The average bodybuilder is between 3 and 5% body fat during competition season, which is, again, atrocious. Like, why would you want to have that? I guess you want to build your body as much as possible, but uh, you don't see 70-year-old bodybuilders, do you? Or when you see them, they're like dehydrated and dilapidated because of years of straining their body. Oh my God, I use tiles for Key's wallet. They're awesome. Yeah, they're great. They're fucking tremendous. And me, that I'm always losing shit. And I don't want to lose every time. My bank is Wells Fargo. And let me tell you, I rather get audited than lose my card and go to Wells Fargo. The last time I did it, it was a nightmare. I go, hi, yeah, can I please get a replacement credit card? They go, okay, you have to verify your identity. All right, here's my ID. My ID was expired because obviously the one that wasn't expired was in the wallet that I lost. Okay, but you could see my face, right? It's the same face. I'm telling you my social security number. Here's my social security card. I just want to get a replacement credit card, right? I just want to get one. That's it. Or I think it was a replacement, a temporary card, like a temporary debit card. And they go, I'm sorry, I can't do that because your ID's expired. I know, but you're verifying my identity, right? And it's obviously clearly me that's doing this. So now I'm gonna have to call on the phone and give them the same information that I just gave you, and they're gonna send me a card to an address that I tell them. That's safer than you and me right now in front of each other, you verifying my identity via me telling you the information as well as proving with the documentation that I have. How does that make sense, Wells Fargo? More like Wells Fago, like the beverage, right? Haha. You thought I was gonna use a slur there, didn't you? Not gonna get me, Susan. Not gonna get me on YouTube. Hitting up the slurs. That's how they get me. Um, let's see. Anna D Live. Anna D Live. Jesus, I'm gonna refrain from saying what I would do to Anna D Live. I'm gonna refrain from saying it, but you know, right? You know what I would do. Maybe that's why she didn't respond to my DMs when I said, um, "Hey, dude, you're in Miami. I'm like Miami, the Miami King. I know everything in Miami, right? I know all the spots." Jabrizi responded. How crazy is that? Remember the last live stream, one of the last live streams when I was bitching about Jabrizi not responding, right? And then guess what? He responded. But Anna D hasn't. So now I have an issue with Anna D. I don't have an issue with Jabrizi now because he at least responded and he's up for a debate. But now I have an issue with Anna D. Now I have an issue with her because she didn't respond to my query, right? My it wasn't even a query, it's more of a statement as to my mastery of the city. Let's see. When you debate, are you going to debate 5 points on Magic is Dead or the 2 points? Your Breezy repeated 5 times. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go after because more likely than not he's gonna repeat his points, right? And knowing him, maybe he might find some things to get at me. You know, maybe they might find some information that he might use, right, to think to kind of leverage, I guess, the character attack, right? Be like, hey, look, you said this on a stream once, or you said this on a video, and you know, he's gonna try to leverage that. But I think I'm gonna try to skip it. I'm not skip. I'm gonna try to keep it to the 5 things that he said, right? Because that's what the argument's about. Everything else is just character attacks, right? Hey, we notice your voting records and you're a registered, you know, uh, not a rapist. I realize I can't say registered without people filling in the blank and saying sex offender. But I feel like being a registered conservative is the same, like seen now, at least to a lot of people online. So I had to complete that so people don't think that I'm a registered sex offender. So there you go. JT says, was it less than a year expired? Expiry ID is usually legit for most things, up to a year. It wasn't. Oh, it was expired. Let me see. I don't know if I have it here, but it was an old ID, right? And I think it was expired probably a little bit more than a year, right? But it had my face on it. It had the address that was on the Wells Fargo account that was still there. It had my face, the name. I gave him the social security number, right? I answered the questions that were relevant, but then to the account, to enter in the account in front of the person, and then they go, and here's the dumb part. I said the ID's expired. I go, oh, but the ID's, are we gonna have an issue with that because the ID's expired? It's an old one, but the new one's in my wallet, and they go, oh no, but you need a new one. How can I get a new one if the DMV's not because the pandemic they're closed? So how do I get in? Do you understand the logic here to the person? So now I'm going to call somebody and verify my identity over the phone as opposed to doing it with you, an employee of the bank of which I'm trying to get a temporary card from. It was a whole back and forth. Um, but yeah, but I no, but now I'm safe, my friend. It turns out I didn't lose my ID. I just left it in a friend's car like a retard, and I've replaced my wallet subsequently. I think I've mentioned this before, right? We got a new wallet, and because of my insecurities, I removed the Kate Spade logo. That's another bullet for you guys to use, right? Hey, look, Piggy's so insecure. He removed the Kate Spade logo. But here's the thing: everybody that's seen this wallet, they go, "Oh my God, that's crazy. That's a funny wallet. It's a pig wallet." I explained to them what I did, so it's defeating the point. So I use it as a humorous bit, not as an actual bit of insecurity. But it's oh shit. Okay, I thought I was showing my fucking name there. But yeah, no, I tell them like, hey, I removed the Kate Spade logo because Kate Spade is a company that makes purses for women and wallets for women, and this is a female wallet because they don't make this for men. I don't want you to know that, so I took out the Kate Spade logo, and I tell them that, which defeats the point of taking out the Kate Spade logo. So that's the bit. Get that renewed. Otherwise, you might fall victim to your own party's voter ID laws. Yaha! Ujapa! Right? I might get one of those, right? Although but you have they send the cards out every time. What I love about the cards, like the voter cards, is that they don't ask for it, and they're like, okay, good. Now, when I first got it, it's like um, now you are selected for a potential draft. It's like I didn't agree to that. You don't have to agree to that. Like, okay, okay. Luckily, I'm too short, right? Is that a thing? I'm flat-footed. I'm gay. Is that a Are those things we still don't use for drafts? And then you want to go through the ringer. It's like getting out of jury duty. I feel it's very similar. If you are elected for a draft, I finally got the clip shift. Am I a beast now? I thought I was hot shit because I did the and like Mahmood. Hey, how you doing? All right, good to see you around. You fuck. But the clip shift is what do you call this? I remember I was like talking to Xavier about it. He's like, I could do it with both hands. Like, yeah, what the fuck is the point? At the same time, and then I could palm the card at the end. You're fucking okay. But if JT, if you want to feel like your virginity is not strong enough, look at a Blaze Sarah's YouTube or not YouTube, his Instagram or his TikTok, and he does it, and then he palms the card, and then he puts the card back on the bottom with one fucking hand. What's the point of that? I'm like, he must destroy any woman that he gets with, in the sense of the finger blasting. But you just see that, and then it's crazy shit. So if you think you're hot shit, always know there's always either an Asian that's better than you, or Blaze Sarah is better than you. But look him up on Instagram, and you could definitely check it out. Side Hider, which is very close to one of my favorite comedians, Sam Hyder, says, "What do you think of the How to Read Minds kit, or How to Control Minds?" Well, unfortunately, I do have the shitty situation that I've been in close communication with Peter Turner, for a little while now, right? And I say unfortunately because he's not a good person. I don't like him. He makes fun of me too much. He thinks he's always right, and he says things that are like, "Oh, Piggy, make sure to, I don't know, at least you never have to worry about hitting your head on something, right?" Like, yeah. So I've seen the stuff in the project. I already know all the stuff in it, right? I've seen his stuff in it. The reason why there's shit in the box, like the reason why the box contains what it contains, and yeah, it's great. I mean, obviously the guy's very talented at what he does. Unfortunately, I hate to give him a compliment. I've seen him do Midas Touch in person, destroyed. I've seen him do Midas Touch in person, drunk. Like he was hammered. I was hammered. He wasn't hammered. He was drunk, but I was trashed. And he did it on drunk people, and crazy, crazy reactions with Midas Touch alone. And I've seen him do the hand stuff in person, again at a bar in like Miami Beach, where people are just there in flip flops. Conditions that aren't necessarily favorable. It's hot. It's humid. People don't speak English. You have a lot of ¿qué? No, 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 no entiendo. No entiendo. You have a lot of that. And he still fucking murdered it doing this shit from the project. He did a lot of stuff. There was a lot of crossover in the performances of How to Read Minds, right? And How to Control Minds, because he did a lot of the performances for How to Control Minds and How to Read Minds, but that wasn't actually shown in the trailer or in the performances on the first project. But yeah, he's fucking great, man. I can't wait for my kit that hopefully Illusionist sends over, right? you know, sends over, right? Actually, I mean, I already know the shit, so I feel like I could do the review already for it. But depends, really depends, man. Really depends on what you're going for, because it definitely is adaptable to every language. The content on the box. The only thing is that it really depends on your ability as a performer to convey the instructions that you need for certain effects, right? So Mahmoud says, "We'll make sure you get a box." Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know how you're gonna get it with all the stuff. I assume based on your picture and your name that you're from Afghanistan, right? So I don't know how you're gonna get it over here with all that's going on over there, Mahmoud, right? So, but thank you anyways, my friend, my very close friend, my absurdly close friend. Yeah, right. If I'm on the news today, okay. Piggy, are you a high school teacher? I was a high school teacher. I was, but then I was fired because I mentioned some stuff about money, and they didn't like that. But I always battle with the idea of going back to teaching to some capacity, like maybe part time just for fun and for extra funds. But I don't know. I don't know. I prefer the lovely banter of YouTube and coming up with wonderful tutorial videos on magic tricks. That's what I prefer to do. Although I'd probably be better off now because I wouldn't have the worry of like having nothing if I get fired again or if I quit or if I just don't like the classes or whatnot. Like I don't have to worry. Back then I was fearful and I was always on eggshells because what if I get fired? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Whereas now I have this. So if I get fired from teaching, I have a trampoline. So I'm less inclined to take shit from my bosses because I have the fail safe of falling back on magic. So my virginity is on point, playing with cards right now. ATM, which stands for ass to mouth, which you don't want to do. You don't want to do. They asked me that at the doctor. Funnily enough, the first checkup that I went to, the lady goes, "Okay, so are you sexually active? With who are you sexually active? Male, female? Are you doing anything that's you know um, off the spectrum?" The lady was like, "We'll have to ask this because you never know. What if you got cut, and maybe what if your fetish is that you like to suck blood? You know, you got to be honest." So that was a fun part of it, and I asked them like, what is it that they, what's the craziest thing somebody has come in here? And they go, I can't tell you, but you get people from time to time that come in after, certain activities, certain, um, so that was a fun little conversation. Let's see. I have Antifa in the chat. Wow, that's great. You know what I've seen a lot on Instagram recently and TikTok. I don't like fucking or the idea of fucking with employees that are working. Like I don't like that because they're working. They could get in trouble for your stupid antics. But I've seen a lot of like people going to Target and saying, "Hi, I'm looking for my friend. Could you please call him? Bend over, Barry McCockiner." You know, so like names like that. Like I'm looking for my friend Antifa. Thank you. Yeah, you're gonna be wearing all black. They smell like shit. So can you look for them? Side Hider says they don't have to ask that. Oh, okay, sorry, I misread that. That's what Mahmoud said. Which YouTube magicians do you follow on YouTube? I'll tell you right now what YouTube magicians I subscribe to. 52 Cards, Alex Boyer, Alex Pandrea. I could tell you all my subscriptions here. You could look them up. I don't have them private, I think. You could see who I'm subscribed to. Butcher the Pig, funnily enough, right? I'm still subscribed to Butcher, which I thought he was at the Antifa rally, so he hasn't been posting stuff. Chris Ramsey, let's see who else. Craig Petty. I got two accounts for Craig Petty, which is kind of odd. Danny Marco. Danny Marco's he did a wonderful little project on YouTube where he did a lot of what do you call this? A lot of tricks from Art of Astonishment. He did performances of that, which is great because uh, historically you haven't seen that. Not a lot. There's a lot of tricks on the Art of Astonishment that have never been performed on camera, and he did a lot of those to show what it looks like on camera, or show what it looks like in JTM. I'm subscribed to you. I haven't gotten to the J's yet, you fuck. Um, but he does those. He does a lot of those performances, and they're great. Not on YouTube. I'm literally. Listen. I'm gonna when I get to J's. DK Magician, subscribe to him. Daniel Madison, fucking Edward Todor, Illusionist. Frederick. No, that's not a magician. I hope I'm subscribed to you. If not, I'm gonna feel like a cunt. Genko, JT Eberhard, you fuck. I'm subscribed to you, you fuck. JT right there. Jake Magic Man, that's kind of a weird one. Oh, who else? Who else is a magician here? Hester Bears, I'm subscribed to him. Who else is a magician that's here? Well, Liza Quinn is Gentleman Wake's wife. Gentleman Wake with his cards. Um, Magic Orthodoxy, Lost Art Magic, Mentalism Center, which is like a YouTube channel that they put out. I think Pablo Amira does it. Um, and he posts like mentalism, like old stuff. So you see like Chan Canasta shit. Let's see who else. Miss Mag, Miami-Dade Police Department. They have some funny vlogs. Funnily enough, Murphy's Magic, Nick Suriano. Who else is a magician on deck? Which was Nick Suriano and Xavier Spade's podcast that lasted 2 episodes. God fucking damn it. Orbit, Paul Joseph Watson, but he's not really a magician. Peter McKinnon, Peter Turner, um, Rise Magic, Sankey Magic, Scam Nation, Scam School, Shin Lim, Sleight of Tongue, Spidey. I was gonna say another one there. The Magic guys, so the Australian dudes that are great. I fucking love them. It's Doug Kahn, Josh, and Justin. Not Justin. Oh my goodness, too many J's, too many common names. But there's Josh and Jason. There you go. From the Magic guys, fucking great. Gentleman Awake, I already mentioned him. Russian Genius. Let's see if there's any last magicians here. Wizard Magic Review, Xavier Spade, and that's it. Those are all the magicians that I'm subscribed to. But honestly, I don't watch a lot of magic on YouTube. I really don't. I typically stick to. Did I get out of my fucking chat? Yeah, I did. But yeah, I don't watch a lot of magic on YouTube. On YouTube, I mostly watch like tutorials for shit. So tutorials for camera stuff like Adobe shit. That's what I mostly watch. Wrestling shit. Let's go through here. JTC. Yeah, I am subscribed to you. You fuck. The Sleight of Tongue for Drama. Yeah. Let's see who's here. Miss Caitlin says TT. Who's Miss Caitlin? Is that a YouTube channel with like some attractive woman that I'm missing out? Miss Caitlin. My Instagram. Somebody asked me, oxymoron, you fuck. Somebody asked me what are the magic channels that I'm subscribed to. Miss Caitlin. I don't see that on YouTube anywhere. But on my Instagram page, if you scroll up, right, you get like recommended magic accounts, and fairly frequently, there's a lot of female magicians that I want to call on my bone phone. You know, have them pick up my phone call on my bone phone. You know what I mean? That's fucking ridiculous. What plants need water? Said Daniel. Usually, I would, knowing you, obviously, you misspelled the word plants because you wouldn't have the capacity intellectually to come up with a pun like, hey, what plants need water? Which could somewhat mean like, oh, what plants need to be developed further, right? That could have been what you meant. But no, I know that you misspelt that. Miss Catalin Magic. Let me look that up and see if she is, because you say no simp, which implies that it's an attractive female magician. Although last time I played this game, I ended up giving a dude chick an 8.5. And I stand by that. I stand by that 8.5 that I gave a dude chick. Caitlin, female magician. Silk Magic. She looks Middle Eastern. Oh, here it says Hungarian. Yeah. She's a looker. Definitely, she's a looker. Um, Let me make sure that my rating is accurate. American girl with European blood and accent. Okay. All right, there you go. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that as my confirmation that I'm giving her a rating and she's an accurate individual as to what she's depicting. Unlike last time when I was tricked and bamboozled. And you know what? I stand by it. All right, people would be, oh, I take it back because, the of the birthed gender, but I'm not taking it back. Okay, because that's how progressive I am. People accuse me of being a crazy Christian conservative. No, my friends, I'm progressive. So, but this Miss Caitlin is, yeah, she's a good one here. I might subscribe. I might subscribe. I like that. I like that. sort of Arabic foreign look. Have you seen Riley Reid? She pulls some amazing magic tricks. Google her. Yeah, yeah, that's another great one. I forgot what my friend was saying the other day. That he's like, this female porn star that passed away a couple years ago. He's like, I don't even look at her anymore. I don't even look at her. I just can't, fucking, I just can't. I can't see her the same way because she's dead. If the how to control minds kit depends on the ability of the performer to convey the instruction properly, wouldn't the marketing the kit as copy paste talent would be misleading? Well, I think they were clever in that, and illusionist is always kind of on that fringe of marketing, kind of like a little bit cringily, if you want to call it that. But I think that applies. That is true, but not necessarily true of all the pieces that you could do on that, right? And to say copy paste, I mean, even self working tricks, you can't fucking just copy paste. You need something in order to be able to present it well to an audience or to remember the steps needed to get to it. So they're not self working, even by title. So it's not really copy paste for anything. But yeah, it is kind of dumb to put that because it's a point that you could argue back against and say, yeah, but this requires having a good performer and somebody who's able to convey the instructions. So if I get a complete troglodyte and give him the instructions, I mean, he's going to be able to do the effect on the individuals, but it's not really going to be as impactful as somebody that has a more didactic personality, if you want to say it that way. Daniel, hope you're fine and seeing you over here there. So aren't you on a fucking honeymoon, Daniel? Aren't you doing your honeymoon? Are you crazy? You're here on a live stream? Are you nuts right now doing a honeymoon that you're driving to? I don't understand what individual would do that. Let me drive to my honeymoon. Let me go along the whatever and take pictures. To me, a honeymoon is like, hey, we're going to go to Cancun and bone for a week. Come back and everybody's going to know what you did, right? Like that would be a honeymoon. That's what I traditionally has been the definition of a honeymoon. Now I'm gonna go up and down and drive my car up mountains and stuff. How can one contact you and expect a response? Well, telling me is a good way. Although what I hate about doing, not what I hate, obviously it's a good thing, but the amount of emails that I get, I pride myself on email zero, right? Where I have no notifications and no emails. But to get to that point, it's a endeavor, and I try to sort out and I try to spam stuff and put this and put that, but then it just gets full of hey this and that and this and that, and then I try my best to get to that. But if you send me an email, that's probably a good way for me to see it. Uh, let's say went to a casino last night, um, and lost $70. Thoughts? Whoa, that's my favorite part. You go to a casino, you put in $5, you win $5, but then you lose $10, right? But then you gain $15. You're up $5. But the mentality and the fallacy is that no, I'm up 15. Well, you are up 15 technically, but you came in and you lost, and now you gained some of it and a little bit more. But the likelihood is that you're gonna lose, and that's what's gonna happen because the house doesn't. They're not gonna give you a game that has a good odds of you making your money back. All right, that's the point. Why do you think they're still around? The house always wins. All right, that's what every gambling-based movie has taught me. That they might give you a little treat. It's like what my mom used to say. They're gonna do in middle school. They're like, "Hey, Papo," she called me Papo. Don't let them, give you drugs because they give you the first one for free, and then they rope you in. That's how they get you. They rope you in. They give you the free weed, the free doobie, right? I hate that I read Daniel's comment. I'm dropping a major skeet 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 this honeymoon. Gross. But yeah, they fucking give you one and then they rope you in, and then now you're stuck for life. You're addicted to the weed. All right, don't be addicted to the weed. That's what my mom told me. They put it to your face. That's what she said. What happened? I'm like, I don't think that's the way it works. I don't think people want to give their shit up that easily. Right? The whole running gag of like, oh, watch out, they're putting drugs in the Halloween candy. Nobody's gonna give their shit up. Shit's expensive. You think people are just gonna give away their weed and their drugs and their pills? That's crazy. Uh, Let's see. Oh, how to control minds versus how to read minds. Which one do you recommend to a beginner? How to read minds, I think 100% is the one that I would recommend. How to control minds, I do think you need at least a good understanding, a good foundation for mentalism, right? Even though the tricks are self contained, right? So you say, whatever it is that's going to happen with the hand stuck on table. It's pseudo hypnosis essentially, which I think is a great concept because for a long time we thought that, or at least I did, that you need to hypnotize people to get these style effects. But really, it's just semantics and linguistic, and that's it. And you're able to convey this tremendous effect to the audience. But definitely, how to read minds is is a better one. Um, but I found myself annoyed at how to read minds too because of how often they were explaining stuff that was like kind of what I take for granted, I guess. But it makes sense because it is geared towards somebody that is just learning mentalism for the very beginning. So that one is definitely it's a good kit, and I'm not just saying that because they sent it to me. I was in. If you look at my video, when I opened the kit, I put it in black and white. I wasn't intending to use that, right? I wasn't intending to use that. And Daniel was recording it, and we saw the kit and what was included in the kit, and I was surprised to the actual quality. I was honestly expecting it to be like somewhat shitty. I'm like, oh, this fucking plastic shit, but it ended up being a really good quality shit. So I was happy with that. So I was accused of being a shill, and that they paid me, and then that's where on the whole Reddit thread where it's like warning PigCake left a review, and I'm still like taken aback by the amount of cunts in that particular thread. Gray Elephant from Denmark says Martin Ransom. Danny D. Richard gave me a spare key. I'll make sure the place is safe while you're away. What's that mean? God damn it. You need to relax with how much information you have on everybody or how much information is publicly available for people that want to look. God fucking damn it. Thank you, Google. Um, Leonard, I also recommend Revelations. Yeah, Louis Laval is great, especially when it comes to that sort of, I want to say, that style of mentalism that's more based on readings, right? Palm readings, card readings, oracle stuff, right? Like let's go and look at an oracle and look as to how we're going to interpret the oracle and give you a reading based on that. Don't forget the ESP cards. Yeah, yeah, the ESP cards are shit, and I don't think that that's something that they. From my understanding, those weren't the ones that were intended to be in the box, but they put those in. But I still think that was shitty because you could literally see the symbols through the cards. So they could have at least put like, I mean, Carta Mundi has some great ESP cards with very overt but somewhat hidden for anybody looking symbols or markings on it. What do you think about Jay Sankey's idea that charisma is more important than pure sleight of hand skill? Yeah, I think so. Look at what do you call this? Who's that magician with the? He had the fez. He did the bottle, right? Tommy Cooper. Tommy Cooper. That his sleight of hand skill was shit, but his charisma was unmatched, and he was able to be humorous and still convey magic, but it was mostly based on his charisma. So I agree. I think that charisma is more important than any skill. People could appreciate skill, but people remember charisma, right? So people remember novel personalities. Whereas sleight of hand, they're not going to remember you. They might remember some aspects of what you show them, depending on what it is. But I think that it's mostly charisma is definitely what gets you remembered as an individual. Like at Bill Malone. Bill Malone is technically probably one of the most proficient magicians on the planet, but people remember him because the charisma. The charisma supersedes the amazing quality of sleight of hand that he possesses. So that's what separates him from the pack. So I think that Jay Sankey's 1,000% bang on when it comes to that. Have you seen Jeremy Griffith's YouTube channel? Yeah, I've seen it on Instagram, and it's frustrating because the amount of shit that he's able to do with a simple deck of cards, and that's shit that you wouldn't think, and it's like you fuck, you fuck. What I don't like is that when I made the video between the beef with him and the guy from Instagram, I forgot his name now. They didn't follow me back. They didn't follow me back. So I don't like that. I don't like that bit. I trust you, Piggy, says Leonard. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't trust me for a lot of things, but maybe some magic stuff. I could be trustable or trustworthy. Bro, tell me you saw the last night's fights. Yeah, I did. I was mentioning him earlier. Is that guy still alive? Are you referring to Evander Holyfield? Which was kind of weird because he was standing up and not defending himself, and the guy's like, "Yeah, no, you're not ready for this," which is embarrassing. I imagine he got a good payday, Holyfield, for that. But imagine having this legacy of being one of the best fighters, on the planet of all time, a Hall of Famer, and your last fight is a exhibition fight that you lost because you literally couldn't go. You literally the guy's like, no, okay, you can't do this. We shouldn't have allowed you to step in the ring, and he looked great physically. He looked fucking great. The guy looks young. He's fit. Oh fuck that. But that was embarrassing. I'm sure the amount of money is not going to be worth his tarnishing of it. Oh, let's see this one. Hi, everybody. Smoking a fat one, fully paid. Okay, smoking a big fat, fully paid for one, says Gary Edge Lambert. I don't know what the fuck that means. I couldn't dissect that or decrypt that. Gray Elephant from Denmark. I already read that one. Piggy studied psychology. I imagine there's a whole module on casino based thinking. All your brain has to do is see that you can win, and it starts making all sorts of bad conclusions. I agree. I agree, JT. But it works, and I've been caught by the casino scam. I remember going to Vegas a couple years ago, and I won. I put in 70, and then I got up to 300, but after losing, and it was like, no, let's see if we could keep gambling. The fuck? I mean, it seems that it's a good machine. No, no, it's not a good machine. It's random. In which video have you had the most fun? Ooh, I've had a couple. Like the field ones are great. Like there was a video reviewing the mushroom deck. That was fun. Um, there's a video of me looking for cards in a dumpster. I've mentioned that one. The hot chips episode with Daniel was a fun one. Uh, the Magi Fest stuff was fun. Going to Magi Fest and being hammered, that was great. Um, Asking people at Magi Fest like, "Where's my father?" That's fun. All the videos made with Danny. Yeah, all the videos made with Daniel where you can't focus on one thing for more than half a second without trailing off and going, "Oh, look, a butterfly." You gotta look at the monitor and then hear me. You're incapable of doing both of them at the same time. So you go. So then the shot, it's either the shot shit or it doesn't sound like anything because the audio wasn't. But you're like, I heard it, dude. I heard it. Fucking. So you as a cameraman is like having my little brother as a cameraman. Although I think that he's capable of holding it and not moving. Let's see. In which okay, so I mentioned that one. Best Danny Ortiz trick. Well, Danny Ortiz is like one of those. I like to compare his style of magic to like Peter Turner. That it's best for Peter Turner, right? Like Danny Ortiz's magic is the best for Danny Ortiz because he has the conviction, the personality to present them, right? So if he puts stuff out, what tends to happen is that people emulate the way that he's performing it, which kind of sucks because then you have people doing a shitty Danny Ortiz imitation. But as far as his tricks, I do like the ideas that he has when it comes to controlling cards while seeming chaotic. Shit from like Leonard Green. And he's fucked me up. I remember I fell prey. I bought like two or three downloads just because I was fooled. I was like, ah, you fuck. How did you do that, you fuck? And then I bought the download. And obviously, I'm not. I wasn't a huge fan of the actual method because it involves a lot of control that works for him, like control and then little things that work for him that might not necessarily work for you. Um, have you guys seen PigCake's Tom Mullica routine? But instead of cigarettes, he's using dildos. Yeah, yeah. I use a miniature. I mean, what would be the dildos? I don't want to be racist, but I'm not gonna use black dildos because those are. But the like the Chinese, like then the okay. from your phone, you gotta delete some of these photos, my man. What does that mean? What does that mean? Jesus Christ. Uh, but I was oh, so Danny D'Artis, yeah. So his stuff is childos. That's hysterical. God damn it, not Harvey Weinstein. You're not supposed to be funnier. All right, that's clever. That's way more clever than I would have ever come up with. You can't do that on the stream. The only rule is that you can't be more clever than me, the star of the stream. All right, this is about me. But Danny D'Artis is that. Like his stuff is great. If you get little bits and bits of business from his control, but I don't think you could ever perform any of the tricks as the way he does it. Oh hey, is that a good card? Yeah, okay, that's good. What? Eight of spades. You pretend like you can't speak. I'm willing to bet he speaks perfect English, and I've mentioned that before. Benson says thoughts on how to control minds kit. I already mentioned it. I can't wait to see what they have to say on Tuesday. There's going to be an AMA with Peter Turner. I think I mentioned that earlier too, and I want to see what he has to say about it. Craig Petty recently made a video about Illusionist, and I want to see if that's addressed. So we'll see how that goes on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday the 14th. It's already Sunday. The fuck? What happens, man? Time is just a concept. Look at this. It just flows like water. You gotta hold on to it. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the material on it. Again, the marketing is sus. All right. I've never enjoyed the marketing on Illusionist videos. But here's the thing, right? They're laughing their way to the bank. So whatever I could say about the marketing being a little bit cringy, my dudes, like, yeah, okay, yeah, the marketing's a little bit cringy. Meanwhile, I think it's up to 300, maybe or 250,000 last time I checked. Let's see. How to control minds kits. Oh, $355,000. 1,991 backers with 70 hours to go. Oh, God. Yeah, so fucking great. Let me see the tricks. I know I've seen them, but I don't know the actual names of them. The try principle is great, just because it's hypnosis without hypnosis, and he's shown me the shit, and I hate it because it just looks great, and especially Midas touch. I'm not necessarily familiar with insurance. The hand stick, fuck you, man. It's fucking great. Um, the induction, yeah, that's some classic stuff. Robin Hood is another one that's fucking very clever because you have a person start handing you their shit, right? So you say something to them, you give them a induction or a instruction, and they fucking at your command they hand you all their shit, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Great, it's tremendous. Ambidextrous, I'm not familiar with. Knockback, yeah, it's great shit. Friction, fuck. And then Midas touch, and then all the bonus shit. Yeah, that's good shit. I hate to give him a compliment, I really do, because I want to fight Peter Turner. I don't want to debate Jabrizi. I want to fight Peter Turner. Let's make that happen. Even though he's, I think, 100 pounds more than me, and probably an entire foot and a half taller than me. You could see it, the comparison between me and Turner in that Illusionist video, where I was compared to the thin cohort, and he was compared to the thick cohort. I don't know if RBS is in a chat, but I think he's the one that made that picture on Instagram. I appreciate it. I appreciate the comparison there. But yeah, good shit. But the marketing again, it's just, you know, the marketing is again what's sus. But they want it. You could say whatever it is you want about them. They fucking did it. So whether or not the marketing is cringe, whether you see unlimited social currency in a box and you roll your eyes, then you keep scrolling up and you see 300, more than a quarter million funded on a 10,000. What's the $10,000 goal? Okay, yeah, dude. Yeah, they're getting. You could really say whatever it is that you want about it. It's still successful. Only 100 pounds. I think so. I mean, last time they weighed me, I was 159. I wasn't happy about that because I'd lost a lot of fat from November. Because Daniel's mother called me fat, so I lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of fat, and then I didn't work out for a month, and that didn't help. So I'm gonna get back on it, and I'm gonna lose all the fucking weight. So my goal is I used to be 120 or 130, but I looked worse at 130. So I need to figure that out. Craig Petty was pretty lit in that video. Well, yeah, I want to see if there's a response to it. I'm interested to see that. And I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's going to be the hot stream. I think it's been an hour and a half. So main points to take away from this video. At some point, I will be debating Jabrizi. It's official, right? He responded back. He followed me back on Instagram. I even saw that he checked out one of my stories. So it's legit, my friends. It's happening. When? I don't know. The context, like the actual way it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's. I mean, ideally, I'd like to have it on my channel, right? I'm sure he'd like to have it on his channel. So maybe we could find a third person, a third party that could kind of host it. But I like it. I like the idea of a debate. I'll debate anything, man. Hit me with that debate. I know some people might accuse me of having certain beliefs. But I feel that this is going to be a fun time, especially talking about Magic being dead. I think that's going to be a fun argument. And again, it's all fun. It's all fun in games. It's magic. We're talking about magic tricks. I might find that I agree with him, right? Because I personally hate magicians. I think they're terrible people. Look at Magicians Only on Facebook, and somebody posts saying, "Hey guys, now me personally, I'm like a pure sleight of hand magician, and I don't resort to using gimmicks, but I'm really heavily considering buying this trick by Joshua J. So can anybody point me in the right direction as a purist as to what it is that I could do that maybe is a substitute based on sleight of hand to do the same trick?" It's like, what do you mean, dude? What are you talking about? So, let's see. Hit me up if you need an experienced moderator, or if Jason Meyer wants a counterpart on COVID. Yeah, yeah. I want to have a counterpart on the COVID, the Australian COVID. What do you even call it? But yeah, man, that's fucking nuts. 5 grand if you can't, if you don't have your shit. I guess, yeah, it works. It works, but at what cost? Almost makes you wonder if Illusionist is a big laundering scheme from anonymous funders. I don't think so. I don't think so. I do think that that's legitimately funded. And fat short man versus skinny black man. Well, I'm willing to bet you, Mahmoud, all right, whoever you are, that you purport to be there. All right, obviously, it seems to be a Arabic individual there, but you as an individual, I'm sure you're not better. All right, I'm sure if it was fat short man versus whoever is Mahmoud, I'm sure it'd be different. I'm sure it'd be obvious as to who the winner would be. All right, so you hide there behind your many questionable accounts of places that are may or may not be within my local vicinity. But you're a marked man, my friend. You're a marked man as well. So after Jabrizi, at what cost? 5,000. What's that even mean? I hate that I question everything that you say because I'm like, is that something I've said? Is that a reference? Is that some personal bit of information? Um, JT, what I was gonna say would be great is if you still had access to the liquor store, right? That you previously worked at, and it would be fantastic uh, to do the debate in person at a liquor store, right? That would be a great aesthetic, right? And not close the liquor store, keep it open. So imagine people with the little bell every time you open a door. That's fucking putting it up, and then the noise, and then I'm sure you have a fire alarm that doesn't have a fucking battery. I'm sure they at that former liquor store. I'm sure they had many fire alarms that didn't have batteries. That'd be fucking hysterical. He would never do it. Jabrizi, he'd want to do it virtually from his $30,000 studio. All right, reminds me of Job from Arrested Development with his $8,000 suit. You think that? You think the you think the guy in the $8,000? You think the guy in the $8,000? Yeah, I love that bit. I love that bit. But yeah, I'm sure he's gonna want to do it from his studio. You know, so that's the only unfortunate thing. But I think that'd be great with a with like that as a backdrop. Let's do it. That's fucking great. But that's a stream. That's it. That's the fun one. Jabrizi debate is happening. When, I'm not sure. How, I don't know how that's going to be for time to determine. But stay healthy, my friends. Get yourself looked up. Get checked up. I take it for granted. I took it for granted. I thought I had something worse, and thankfully I don't. So I'm going to take care of myself. So you should take care of yourselves, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically. Make sure to take care of yourselves. I'm trying to end this like Jerry Springer. I'm trying to end this like Jerry Springer, where I have a good point at the end here. Something good, something nice to say. Right? I start the stream by saying mean stuff. I think I started this stream talking about Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris. I don't want to be called a racist because I'm mispronouncing her name. But I don't even know where the fuck she's from. Okay? So I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. But I'm ending the stream on a positive note. Take care of your friends, take care of each other, right? Make sure to do your due diligence. Um, Take care of your family. And remember, this is all fun and games. This is all fun. All right, this is all good stuff. You watch some magic videos. You unwind from your problems in life, and it's like what did the two dudes that banged each other and produced the Tigers used to say, right? They're like, forget about your problems for a little bit, and then just for an hour when you're watching this magic special. This isn't a magic special, but you could go back in my archives and watch some videos, and maybe you could forget about the stuff that's going on in your life while you watch those videos. So it's the same points. Siegfried and Roy, that's their names. Siegfried and Roy. Health is wealth. Be kind to yourself, right? Here's the to staying positive but testing negative. I'll end it there.